It felt like someone was taking my brain and squeezing it as hard as they could. And I remember going into that surgery so vividly. I was 13 or 14 years old. I was so scared, and they go, wow, my face does not match my neck at all, but it's fine. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If it's your first time here, my name is Rachel. I'm a registered nurse, but as of right now, I'm staying home with my 1-year-old daughter named Paisley. On this channel, I'm starting to make videos basically outlining my life as a stay-at-home mom, whether that be meal prep ideas for your little one, activities to do at home with your little one, places to go, just things like that that can help stay-at-home moms survive, because it's a tough job. But today's video is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a sit-down story time. This is a type of video that I want to start doing on my channel a little bit, because I do have kind of interesting things happen to me, and they just seem to keep on coming. So as long as they keep on coming, I'd like to keep sharing them with you. I think it's great to spread awareness about some things and then just to laugh with me at some other things. So today's story time is going to be about my Chiari Malformation. So if you don't know what a Chiari Malformation is, it's basically the herniation of the bottom portion of your brain. So there's a little hole in the bottom of your skull where your spinal cord basically fits into the base of your skull. It's kind of difficult to explain, but the base of your brain is supposed to fit inside your skull. Well, mine was coming out of the bottom, is what we ended up finding out, and causing very severe headaches. So whenever I was in 8th grade, I started getting really bad headaches, and they were, I'm trying to find a way to describe them. It felt like someone was taking my brain and squeezing it as hard as they could. And I would get these headaches if I coughed, sneezed, if I was laughing really hard, anytime I would do physical exercise, towel dry my hair. I mean, just you name it, I would get these headaches, and they would last maybe 20 seconds, and I'd have to close my eyes and I'd have to look down and just breathe through it, and then they'd be gone. So I will have to admit, as a teenager, I was very dramatic, and still am, and did not like physical exercise. I hated gym class. I hated exercise. I hated getting sweaty. I hated gym. And so they would happen a lot in gym class. So obviously my mom thought I was faking it, just trying to get out of gym, just trying to get extra attention. It went on for a very long time. So after about 6 months to a year of complaining daily, getting phone calls from the school saying, you know, she's saying she has a headache, she won't do gym, so on and so forth, I begged my mom to take me to the doctor. And I don't want to make my mom sound bad. She's a great mom. I was just dramatic and, you know, teenage girl. So I finally got to go to the doctor. My mom was so mad. She said we were going to spend all this money for them to tell us that nothing was wrong. And she probably, in most scenarios, would have been right. But we went to the doctor, and my doctor wanted to get an MRI of my brain. And so we went ahead and got an MRI. And we were referred to, at that time, a children's neurologist in my hometown. So I went and saw the neurologist, and before he told me what my results were of my MRI, he had me do some balance tests. So I had to, it was almost like a field sobriety test. So walk in a straight line, put one foot in front of the other, finger to nose, those kinds of tests to test balance. And for my entire life, my mom said that she should have named me Grace, because I am so uncoordinated, it's ridiculous. So I was able to do all of those things, but not well. So we did all he went over all the tests, and I ended up getting a headache in the office because I coughed. And he said, you know, I think I have what the problem is. You have a Chiari Malformation. And he did a diagram where it showed the base of the brain herniating out of the skull. Whenever you have pressure that increases your cranial pressure, it can cut off the circulation of fluid around your brain and cause headaches. It increases the pressure, and over time it can cause very bad speech problems, swallowing issues, balance problems, and he recommended getting it fixed immediately. And so obviously my mom was completely devastated. She was so upset. She apologized to me profusely, and you know, as a teenager you're like, I told you so, but I totally would have done the same thing as a mom now, and like, you're being over dramatic. But so I was referred down to Vanderbilt. I ended up getting, if you see me looking up every now and again, it's because I'm at my window and my neighbors are watching me film this video. They're probably like, well, what is she doing? So anyways, I was referred down to Vanderbilt. I met with a brain surgeon. He was very good. He had very good reviews. And a few months later I had brain surgery, and where they shaved down a few vertebrae of my spine and shaved that hole and made it bigger to allow more space basically for my brain to breathe. And I remember going into that surgery so vividly. I was 13 or 14 years old. I was so scared, and they go over, you know, your parents have to know the risks of everything. You could be paralyzed from this surgery. You could have, you know, lasting consequences from this. But my life was so consumed by these headaches. I would get 7 or 8 a day. I started not wanting to do things because I was so scared I was going to get another headache. And it was debilitating. They really were debilitating. I had to get it fixed. Or risk it getting worse as time went on and, you know, affecting more aspects of my life. And so I did end up having the surgery. Everything went super well. It was a hard surgery. It was a really hard surgery. I had it between my 8th grade year, between the summer of my freshman year of high school. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever been on a high dose of steroids before. Steroids just decrease swelling and inflammation. So they were trying to prevent swelling within my brain. So I was on a very, very, very high dose of steroids because, as you can imagine, swelling in the brain is life-threatening. And my body really struggled with those steroids. I swelled up so big. My face, in high school, I was maybe 115 pounds, and my face looked like a circle. My whole body was swollen. I broke out in acne from head to toe. My entire back was covered in acne, all down my arms, my chest, my stomach, my legs, everything was covered in acne. I was miserable. My joints hurt so bad. I could not walk, and I was so hungry. I was eating everything in sight. I remember I would have to time myself on when to eat, because if not, I would sit there and eat, and I could tell I was full, but I was still hungry. Like, I would be at the point that I'd eaten so much that I felt like I was going to vomit, but I was still so hungry. It was the strangest feeling ever. So you can imagine, going into my freshman year of high school, how devastating that was to me, to just look totally different from whenever I was in 8th grade. You know, I was swollen. I had all this acne. I was in pain, and I didn't feel well. And that took months to go away after the steroid was finished. And it also made me not be able to sleep. So I'm awake all this time. I'm awake, I'm hungry, and I'm grouchy, clearly, because I'm miserable. But on the other side of that, I'm very fortunate to be able to have had that corrective surgery, to have doctors that caught a problem before it got worse, or before it had other impacts on my life in general. So I'll show you my scar I have from it. So it's just a scar that starts at the base of my neck and goes up to kind of the base of my skull. It's really not noticeable unless I wear a ponytail, and then it's still not really bad. I do get asked about it a lot, but honestly, the surgery was pretty simple. The actual procedure part, it only took a few hours, and then I was actually released 2 days after my surgery. So whenever you think of brain surgery, I think sometimes you think of like really long procedure and a lot of rehab, and that just wasn't really the case for me, which I'm very grateful for in the grand scheme of things. So the point of this story is, if you ever feel like something isn't right, no matter what age you are, if you're 8 or if you're 90, advocate for yourself. You are in charge of your health. You know your body. You know when something isn't right. You have to advocate for yourself. And no doctor is going to be a bigger advocate for you than you are for yourself. And you might be the one that catches something. So speak up if you feel like something's wrong. If your child tells you something's wrong, it's easier just to get it checked out. It really is. Things cost money, and yeah, that sucks, but it's easier just to be better safe than sorry, for sure. So thank you so much for coming along this story time with me. I don't have any more headaches anymore. Thank the Lord. I'm a rather healthy individual, other than a few other bumps that have come up along the way, which I hope to share with you guys in the future. I'm a rather healthy individual as far as my head issue goes, and I'm very thankful that I was able to go down to Vanderbilt. It's a great hospital. I had great experience there. I loved all of my nurses, my doctors, my whole entire team. They're amazing, and they changed my whole entire life. They gave me my life back, and I'm so grateful for that experience. So if you want to come on this journey with me of different story times, stay-at-home mom videos, just life videos in general, I know a few things about hair and just a few other odds and ends that I think would be fun to share. So if you'd like to come on this journey with me, I would love to have you. So please give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you again for the next one.